my predictions that I made before the fight.
Now, for my prediction, I'm going with a second round knockout win for Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
Great start. Round 1 knockout win for Volkov, but great start.
I think Biggie Boy's going to take the center of the cage and just simply look to counter off Volkov's shots with huge power shots of his own.
I mean, this was how the fight started out. I don't think I should, give myself much credit because I'm sure everyone predicted that's how it would go. But I'm taking my dubs because I got it completely wrong in terms of the result.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Volkov actually wins the first round because he doesn't mind fighting at a long range and almost like a point fighting kind of style.
Boom. Spot on from me. Spot on. I did think that Volkov would have a lot of success early. I didn't think he would get as much success in finishing the fight, but hey, what can I say? I'm a genius that predicts how the fight goes, except for the finish, which is probably the most important part.
But by the second round, I just feel like Rozenstruik, especially with lots of striking experience, he's going to get Volkov's timing and distance, understand it a lot more, and as Volkov is coming in with one of his shots of his own, Rozenstruik's just going to land a flush right hand.
Like I said, I thought the finish would happen in the second round because Volkov is very unique in the division because he's so tall, he's so long, so the distance and timing of him is going to be very different to all his other opponents. And I think you could kind of tell that happened with Rozenstruik because after he landed that first counter, he was swinging for the fences to get that finish, but he was out of distance and too far away for all of them. So for him giving everything to try and get the finish, and then it didn't happen, I think that ultimately led to the finish, which happened right after, because it wasn't like he completely gassed himself out, but he would have been thinking in his head, yep, this is it, this is my time, I'm about to get finished. Oh wait, I'm out of distance, I didn't reach anything. Oh no, I've just been hit, oh, I'm going down now. Now obviously the stoppage of the fight, everyone's talking about, was it too early, was it the right time? Let's be honest, it was a good stoppage. Obviously, if you just looked at when Herb Dean stopped the fight, and Rozenstruik is just standing there, looks like his legs are with him, it looks like a terrible stoppage. But when you look at the whole finishing sequence as a whole, Rozenstruik was already on the way down, and Volkov would have been on top of him, pounding him out, and getting a TKO finish, if not just knocking him out cold on the ground. But he'd been stopped by Herb Dean whilst Rozenstruik was going down, so Rozenstruik had that time to stand back up and turn around. But if Herb Dean hadn't stepped in there, then that wouldn't have happened.
My prediction is that Evloev will win a pretty resounding decision.
I am a genius.
Will allow Movsar to just walk forwards and walk him down basically, and considering, well, in my opinion again, he has a huge advantage in being able to mix up where the fight goes, whether on the ground or on the feet. I think it just gives Movsar a huge advantage in this fight.
That second part of what I said there became very apparent in the third round because Evloev was already 2 rounds up on the scorecards and he just didn't want to give Dan Ige a chance to win the fight, is what I'd assume. So that's when he mixed up the fight, went to the ground and a more wrestling approach. It really showed the difference of levels between them. However, for the first 2 rounds, that wasn't really what happened. It was a stand-up fight. And unlike what I said, it wasn't just Evloev just walking Dan Ige down, going head first straight at him. It was more tightly contested of sometimes he was moving in, sometimes he was moving back. Dan Ige was at times the one pushing the pace, pushing the fight forwards, which I didn't see coming, but it made for a really fun fight. And also that counter with the knee in the first round from Evloev. Wow, that was sick. That was sick.
But I do think that Dan Ige's heart, durability, and just toughness in general, in the nicest way possible, will help him make it to the final bell and take it to a decision.
Again, genius. Dan Ige's never gonna quit. He's never gonna just give up, and I think because that fight, it wasn't like he was taking the most amount of punishment you've ever seen. Like that knee, you looked at it and it's like, how is he still on his feet? But it was just almost like a shutout performance towards the end of that fight. And the fact Ige was still there fighting on and really trying to get that win, you can only show props to him.